According to the TRI last quarter report, rural subscription grew at an odd 3.2% per month. The tele-density in rural areas is still low. 3G can act as an enabler in increasing the mobile and broadband penetration in the rural areas. Government stimulus in the areas of healthcare, education and banking services will further support the growth of 3G in rural markets. Spectrum sharing will provide the ability to the operators to serve this market in a cost-effective and efficient manner, offering the services required. For example, UK-based engineers have developed a unique health monitoring system which uses mobile phone and internet access to transmit persons' vital signs. And a similar model has been used by government in India to offer better health services in the rural areas. Major challenges to be faced as a result of spectrum sharing are reduced entry barriers leading to more competition, inconsistent services, and local language content. Reduced investment in spectrum will allow larger number of players to provide services, thus reducing the entry barriers and increasing the competition. This slide figures out certain figures and facts on the circles and licenses that are available in India and how the bigger players who bid for licenses are losing out or have the chance to lose out to the players who simply trade or lease out the spectrum for them at lower prices. Spectrum sharing may have adverse effect in the situations where an application requires higher bandwidth resulting in clogging of the spectrum. Quality issues may also emerge due to roaming across circles wherein bandwidth allocation is shared. Low-end devices available in the market pose another challenge of perceived lower quality of the service. As the coverage increases across circles and the subscribers become national, local content will become important, and this will impose another challenge if the content developers are not tapped in the right time. Comparative analysis of the impact of spectrum sharing was focused on following 4 key areas: the type of sharing agreement, which can be unilateral, bilateral or multilateral. But since TRI restricts this option to bilateral in India, there is no need to dive in detail unless we plan to expand in foreign markets for now. The other areas are competition parameters, information exchange, and points of differentiation. Taking each of these areas case by case, the first impact is related to differentiation ability. As the dependency results in level playing ground for all the operators involved in bilateral sharing, ability to differentiate on the basis of services becomes difficult. If most of the cost is related to the shared network, price competition becomes difficult, as unless any operator is willing to take loss, the prices cannot be slashed below a floor set as a result of spectrum sharing. In order to protect the trade secrets like cost structure of the operators, strong and comprehensive service level agreements become important. All the capabilities of the service and the network layer need to be matched in the whole network when sharing spectrum. Thus, the services and quality of service more or less remains consistent amongst the spectrum sharing partners. However, it is still possible to compete with services using the same bearers. For example, mobile commerce and location-based services can be used as potential differentiators. Terminal subsidies can become an important differentiator provided the operator is able to secure a strategic tie-up with in-demand terminal vendors. Network sharing increases the parity at other levels, which makes customer support quality a bigger differentiating factor. Increased complexity of the product offering will require a clear brand image for an effective communication. And last but not the least, by focusing on a particular customer segment, an operator can deliver more value to the customer segment either through MVNO or targeting niche markets.